I would describe my first year of priesthood as unpredictable. I think there was just no way that I could predict all that would happen, COVID-19 and everything else that would come. There was also no way for me to predict the way that I would feel emotionally, even psychologically, as so many of the different aspects of trying to build and establish the beginnings of a priestly identity took root, even in the midst of the challenging period that we found ourselves in. There could be a tie or a toss-up for that, you know. I remember presiding at a funeral with just 10 people. In that first funeral I presided at during the COVID-19 period, and looking at the family select loved ones. And then when it reduced to 5, it became even more challenging. I think that experience is a great challenge, as well as having to make a decision as to whether or not to go to a hospital to anoint someone in their last stages. Understanding that making that decision to go is one that is precariously poised along the slope of faith and what I believe and what we teach, and in seeking to protect myself as well as to adhere to the requirements of the church and the state. Most embarrassing moment. That must clearly be failing to recognize persons who I obviously knew before and who knew me, and forgetting their names, you know. There have been so many people, and I've become so recognizable now that people walk up to me or they wave and they say, "Hi, Father," and Father Stephan, and they call me by my name. And some of them even priests and even lay leaders and whatnot, people who I know and have interacted with. And then in the split of that, it's like, what's your name again? And that has to be perhaps among the most embarrassing moments for me over the course of this last year. The wisdom and faith of children have been a great inspiration for me over these last couple of years, you know. Even prior to being ordained a priest and having worked for a year before in the parish of St. Martin, the Parish, Coryal, I have interacted with students in the schools and in the parish. And I mean, one of the beautiful things that came out of that were even some children making a decision of their own volition, on their own, to decide, I want to be Catholic. I want to respond to God. And thanks be to God, I was able to baptize and to celebrate the sacrament of First Holy Communion with 16 members of the parish, 3 of whom were baptized. And that has just been, that faith, that wisdom of children has been so inspirational. I thank God for the gift of a supportive family unit. But you know, there comes a time when it becomes quite strange when even your mother starts calling you father. And that has been, you know, one of these interesting and quite incredible things that has happened as a result of my ordination to the priesthood. You know, I've had uncles and aunts and people who you look up to and respect, and here they now call me father. And I have to remind them, you know, you can just call me by my name, you know. And then seeing the respect that comes back, even with that, that has been an interesting development in the family. And I thank them for their great support, for all they do for me and the love that they give.